eventually going to figure out the StreamYard thing. It's super fun.
Eventually.
I have no idea what's going on, but it shows that we're on YouTube, and we'll eventually figure out how to pull it off YouTube. Hooray! It has been a hell of a day, but hello, gorgeous Amber.
Hello, gorgeous Heather.
Rawr.
And you still look great. You traveled all day and you still look
Oh,
great.
you're such a bad liar, but this is why we're friends. Oh my goodness. I cannot pull our stuff up on YouTube. It's going to be a fun show, y'all. Like so fun. Literally, my flight got in from New York at like 6:30. I didn't get home until a half hour ago because some airlines are crazy, and we'll get into that eventually another time. What are you up to? You don't have any animals in your house right now. What is going on over here?
I know, it's so quiet. It's so quiet. Bailey got adopted, everybody. Just a quick update.
Yay!
I was
It's a
gonna pick
puppy.
her back. Yeah, I was gonna pick her back up because I heard she wasn't doing well in the shelter. And when I went to go pick her up, they were like,
Aw.
"Oh my God, the perfect fit is here right now for her."
Yeah?
And
Oh, good. So you didn't even
yeah,
tell me that part. All right.
I was saving it for the air.
Oh, excuse. Oh, are we supposed to do that? We're supposed to say stuff for the air.
No, I was just joking. I was just like, I was
You're a
just
bad
trying
liar.
to. But yes, she was adopted, so I'm very happy for her. And I have a
Yay.
dog sitting gig this weekend, so I probably
Oh,
get a
what
foster when I return.
what does that entail?
That entails me going over to my neighbor's house and getting their dogs and bringing their dogs back to my house.
Is this the one that lives in your community?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to tell people about your apartment complex. You've had like it's so cool.
I live in a school. My apartment complex used to be an elementary school, and it's now a bunch of apartments. And I actually live in the gymnasium. So if you walk
Like
out
in
my
an
apartment
apartment in the
door,
gymnasium, but like when you step
yeah,
outside of your door, you look like you're in a school gym.
you look like you're in a school gym. It looks like a basketball court, basically.
Like it's so
It's
cool.
it's
It
very
blows my mind.
cool.
I'm very jealous. And hi, Cheyenne. I'm glad that Cheyenne was able to join. We are in the process of sending our links over to everybody. Share, share, share. Let everybody know because tonight's a big one. Tonight's a real big episode, isn't it?
Yes.
We're going to talk all sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about how we feel with the Tonys. Those shall not be named. I don't know. It was a weird Tonys, y'all. It really was. We're going to talk Tonys, our personal opinions. We're also going to chat about what I did, what Amber did, which is very different than what I did.
Very different weekend.
Very different. Even what Melissa did, because it's really funny. I talked to her Tony's night, and that was really fun. We're also going to talk about what I did this weekend because I got to experience some really incredible things in New York with different shows. I cannot wait to share them with you because I think you guys will enjoy it. And then we might even talk about some like recent Broadway news.
Yeah,
Very cool, right? Some little
definitely.
recent stuff here. Hmm?
I think you've touched on all the topics.
I think so. I yes, my brain hurts right now. So I will not disclose what airline I flew on. But let's just say the woman behind me was using like either Icy Hot or Ben Gay the entire flight. Like once is fine, but like reapplying every 5 minutes. My eyes, like I had to take my contacts out. Like I would show you my eyes, they are freaking bloodshot. I would scare people more than I already do. So we'll just leave it there and we'll go from there. Anyways, let's get to the show. I have rambled on long enough. What is our first topic tonight, Ms. Amber?
Our first topic tonight is where we watched the Tonys from.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened. Is
I
you guys know the Tonys were this weekend?
Yeah, the Tonys were this week. It was Sunday night. It was pretty fun. I had just gotten home from a bachelorette party and I
What kind
watched it
of
on my couch.
bachelorette party was it, Amber?
It was a Barbie themed bachelorette party, which was so out of my element, but I did it and it was good.
I still want to
I'll
see
have to send
pictures.
you some pics. I was just gonna say I'll have to send you some pics. Um,
You should.
but that was fun. And then I watched it on my couch with my friend and my neighbor who I convinced to come over and watch it with me. So I basically hosted my own little Tony's watch party.
I'm so jealous that you had that. Oh, I just read that Isabella Diaz was out of water for elephants tonight. Oh, I hope she feels better. All right.
Oh,
This is what happens. I get distracted by people not feeling good. Don't like it. I do not like it. Yeah, so I had a very different experience than
yes,
so
you did.
I was very fortunate. Yeah, very also if there's a delay, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I had multiple invites. I was very fortunate. I could go to multiple like watch parties in New York. For those of you who don't know, I was in New York from Thursday and literally just got home a half hour ago, as I just said. Amber, are we on a delay?
No.
That's a yes. Yes, there. It's like a 6-second delay now. It's going to be awesome tonight, guys. Um, ready? Wait for it. Amber, say hello.
Hello.
Oh, 3 seconds. Okay, good. So I could have gone to multiple watch parties. I chose to go over to DuBrush Park over at Lincoln Center. It's the outside park directly outside of where they were doing the Tonys. And it was an official event from American Express. They had never done it before. I had no idea what to expect. And the more fun part was that in tow, I had our dear friend Charlotte and her granddaughter Maria with me. So we had a nice little walk from the theater district over to the Lincoln Center area, and it was packed. I mean, there was cars and trucks and vans and um, recording stuff and equipment and gear all over the place. And you could attend. It was open to the general public if there was available seating, but pretty much you had to be an American Express card holder. Um, Amber was doing such an amazing job posting the stuff the entire time that I was there because
I
my
was gonna
battery
say it
was
looked
dying.
so fun. Looked
It
so fun.
was. So it was massive. They had announced like a week prior, not even, that like Skylar Astin from Spring Awakening fame, of course, also from Pitch Perfect fame, and also from My Dreams because I love him so much. Um, that he would be hosting. There'd be surprises along the way. So it was like perfect, perfect weather. Massive. They had like folding chairs. Oh look, you can still see my eye from. Sorry, I am having some ADHD moments tonight. It's gonna be fun. But they had a food truck, so we could buy like Shake Shack burgers. They had this like little vending machine thing. But if you answered Tony's question, you got a prize, and I won a fully signed from the cast of Notebook Playbill. They had a thing where we could like put our name on the marquee, so I did that, and I did one for the Broadway fan club. And the official,
Ooh,
yeah, and the official Tony's photographer took my picture along with it. So I had to sign a release. So we'll see what happens with that one.
very cool.
But so I kind of missed a little bit of the pre-show where Skylar was literally singing like Summer Lovin' and different Grease songs and just like random stuff. Bonnie Mulligan from most recently from Kimberly Akimbo, she came out, she performed a couple of times. Mai from and Juliet came and performed. Like we didn't know what to expect, but we decided to sit the third row center. We could have sat front row because we were literally the first people in the park, but I enjoyed the seats we were at. We weren't staring up at Skylar's nose. Um, but they were doing like little interactions and giveaways, and they did like best dressed or like it, a riff off. They had like a singing competition, and then it was so cool because you're sitting here and you're watching stuff, and it's like you're watching like a concert or like a movie, and like you're this big massive group of people and everybody is like cheering and clapping after speeches even though the people clearly can't hear us. But it was just really exciting and fun, and lots of people were like crying, especially when Jonathan Groff got his Tony. Like that was such a sweet moment. I was screaming my freaking head off for our friends at Water for Elephants and at Cabaret when they were performing. It was interesting to see the Stereophonic performance, the Outsiders, like all of the women in the group, even some men were like, oh, Tom, they did so good.
They did
so
so
good. And
good.
I love that cast so much. So good. I mean, really, I think the only missed opportunity, but it makes sense, was Josh Gad and Andrew Reynolds when they did stuff from Gutenberg, because people that have never seen Gutenberg would have no idea what that entire thing was. But those that are on the inside of a scene of Gutenberg were like, that was hysterical.
Right.
But yeah, it was just like this massive thing. We were people like wolf whistling for the guys and the Outsiders when they're rolling around in the mud. This is really fun and interesting to watch and see what shows were actually getting it. The front runners weren't actually the front runners, and some were. It was very bizarre. It was a weird Tonys. I got most of them pretty much right if I was playing along, but some of them just kind of shocked me, like to my core. Yeah. I'm very sad that our friends at Water for Elephants kind of got the snub a little bit, but also like too. Hell's Kitchen was the front runner for Best Musical, and they didn't hit it.
Right.
But we still love them. And look, this is also great marketing. Like it always makes me think of, I don't know if you, Amber, when you were little, watched like the Disney Christmas parades, or like if you ever watched like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah.
And like every 5 seconds, they're throwing a commercial up for like, do this, or this is happening, this is happening. That's what I think the Tonys kind of became, as like, here are performances from these incredible shows. It's great marketing. It really is great marketing. It's strategic marketing to what they're going to perform, what they're going to do. I mean, look, again, love our friends at Water for Elephants. They brought the circus to Lincoln Center, and they still, some of our members on the Big Top were like, they put the pole up. They put the pole from the show is up in the air, and they're able to do all these incredible drops and stunts.
But, so cool. My
did you get emotional?
I watched it with, they were like amazed. They were like, oh, like it was so funny to watch them react to the show.
That was the thing with everybody else around, because most of these people were like, oh, the Outsiders, oh, Hell's Kitchen. Like those are the two main front runners, the people around. And I was sitting next to Maria. So Maria was sitting between me and Charlotte. And I was telling her about Stuffs and explained to Stuffs. And as soon as she saw it, she's like, ooh, I would see that. But then with Water for Elephants, she's 16. She's incredible. Yes, Cheyenne, Water was the best performance of the night for sure. Damn right. Sorry. But like Maria's face, she's tiny as could be, but she's like, and I was like, oh, look, there's Antoine, and there's Gonzo, and oh, look, Nunjo. And then Stan freaking makes me cry when he starts bellowing in that second line.
Of course.
And I'm sitting there just like full of pride and like emotion and tearing in like the happiest way, like watching people that have worked so hard. I mean, everybody has worked so hard, but like people we know. And we're just like, oh, that was so good. And so Maria stops at the end and she's like, what was that person's name? So she started like Facebook and like social media stalking all of them. Because she was so cute. Like, oh my God, I would totally see that show. So it worked. But like friendly message, huh?
I had coworkers come up to me today and ask me about it. Yeah, because they knew that I went and saw it.
Yeah.
They were like, was that the show that you saw? Because that looked so cool.
I've had friends reaching out to me all weekend long being like, hey, like, how is the morale? Like, how is everybody feeling? And I've spoken to some of our friends, and it's hard. But they're keeping positive attitudes. They're kind of looking forward. There was a great movie from Disney called Meet the Robinsons. Keep moving forward, keeping that like light positivity. Like the cast is in good spirits. Everybody's there. As my dear friend Tom puts it, it's an honor to be nominated, and it's true.
True.
But damn, I would have loved for them to be able to take home at least one. But moving on, so there was this weird, and I bitched to Amber about this. So the very last contest, as I die, the very last contest of the entire night for Skylar to host, which was again so much fun. They had a DJ in between, too, was great. But it was Broadway's Biggest Fan. And it was who had seen the most shows this season. So he has everybody in the entire 800 plus person audience stand. Okay, if you've seen 5 shows, keep standing. If you've seen 10 shows, keep standing. And I'm laughing because I'm like, well, every time I'm in New York, I usually see about 6 shows and I try not to repeat. Or like I'll like, so I went to Moulin Rouge this past weekend because that's my emotional support show. I know it. I enjoy it. And he's like, okay, 20 and 30. And I'm going, I mean, I gotta count, and I start counting in my head, and I think I've seen 52 shows this season. And he's like, and 50, and I'm like, still standing. There's like 5 of us, and the guy in front of me goes, I've seen 75 shows, and I just go, there weren't even 75 shows that came out. And so Skylar goes, that's a good point. And then they pretty much just scrapped the giveaway the rest of the night. Just.
That's
the guy looked
so
at me
funny.
and I was like, please, I implore you, please show me the list of Broadway shows that you saw. It didn't have to be necessarily a musical, but show me what shows you've seen that create 75 with no repeats. Bring it on. And then we left Lincoln Center, the park, and everyone started piling out. Here is a fun thing too, I forgot to mention. So we had a little bit of time. We got there to when they opened the gates. And there's a couple of restaurants, but of course they were all like bought out for the night. And there was this Mexican place in the corner directly across the street from Lincoln Park, or Lincoln Park, geez, I'm in Chicago, Lincoln Center. Like you couldn't walk to the stanchions because of security. So we go in, and Maria's gonna get like tortilla and queso, and I got water, and whatever. And I'm standing there. We're sitting in the tiny little like bar area doing to-go food. And I'm looking, and there's a guy in like a really nice, like caramel colored suit. And I'm like, these guys look really familiar. But like, are they Pigpen? No, I don't know who they are. Are you blowing up over there, Amber?
I am.
Tell them that you're in the middle of doing your podcast.
I did.
That's why my phone is on silent. You can't.
I just put it on silent.
Let's see. Oh, theater just sent me Hadestown for July 3rd. Anybody do that? Let's see. So, moving on to, I'm like, oh, this guy is not Pigpen, and this isn't this person. No, y'all. Did anybody see the writers and like creators of the main creative team from The Outsiders? I wish I could remember their names right now. It was them. They were having margaritas. Oh. So I'm sitting there because Maria and I were the ones standing in the bar waiting for her food. And then they have like that big group shot. And then she's like, wait, isn't that the guy? I was like, that's who we were just standing next to while they were toasting their tequila. So she thought that was cool. And then, so it was just weird. And we walked off. And I'm going, it's late and I'm hungry. I don't know what to do. So I went to Junior's and I got, don't judge me. I got a chopped liver sandwich. So happy. Yeah, I know, disgusting. I'm delicious. But I walked through the theater district. I did a couple of live videos and went back and just started texting everybody to make sure everybody was good. And that was my Tony's night.
That's honestly, the pictures look so amazing. Like Heather said,
you're like, oh my God, your seats.
I was her like liaison, just like posting pictures to social. So if you missed them, go check out our social media, post our link tree below.
Everywhere. Oh yeah. Oh, should I move that to down below? You gotta give me a warning.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go here to thebroadwayfanclub.com, which will take us to our link tree. Linktree / the Broadway Fan Club. Oh my God, I updated it. It took me 3 hours. It looks really freaking cool though.
But yeah, I
So,
posted a bunch of pictures of Heather's experience
well,
to
at first
Instagram.
I was online waiting for my burger at Shake Shack food truck. And I'm like, of course they're starting while I'm standing here. And I'm like zooming in. And she's like, oh, wow, that looks really good. I was like, I'm not at my seat yet. So I get to my seat and I was like, here's a picture for my seat. And there's no zoom. She's like, oh my God, you got great seats. Yes, I did.
Great seats. Yeah, it was so cool.
I hope they do it again next year. It was so fun.
Definitely. Next year, I'm going to have no plans on Tony's weekend. I'm
Yeah.
booked already. My plans
Yes, you
I
are.
already have plans.
Yes, you have plans for Tony's weekend and Broadway Con weekend.
Yes, they're already in my calendar.
They are. Me too. And I put the Broadway Cruise 3 on my calendar too, which they just announced today. Some of the appearances, like Alex Brightman, Shoshana Bean. So amazing. There'll be further details and a promo codes coming soon to a TV
definitely.
or laptop to you. All right, so what should we talk about next? Because I am just today. Cute face.
I say we should talk about exciting and maybe some standout Tony awards. Anything jumping out to you that you're excited about?
Shayna Taub.
Yeah.
Best original score, best book. Like that's amazing.
Fantastic.
And
I think it was the first time that was won by a female.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And she won it in both categories that she was nominated for. So, and fun fact, her and Skylar Astin are like super close since they were kids. So he was crying. Super cute.
But he looked so cute.
Such a good show. And we talked about this. I never intended to see Stuffs. It was a last minute thing last month. And I saw it and I'm like, it was a great show. So it was standout for sure. The performance of Cabaret was just so wonderfully done. I'm glad that Gail was able to come and perform for that performance and then
that was great.
Let's see other standouts. Tom Scott from Cabaret got that whole scenic design thing down because you're clearly in a full set. I like that somebody's like, it's just a simple set and there's really not any props or anything. And I'm like, you're on the set when you walk in.
Right.
You're in that set. That's not just there. They revamped that theater for millions of dollars.
Definitely. The Outsiders performance looked really cool. I would definitely go check out The Outsiders after seeing that performance, I think.
So you and I differ there.
Yeah.
Well, I know the story of The Outsiders. It's an American classic. It's there. The book's okay. I would go for the choreography and the set design. I would clearly now see it because it's best musical. But the storyline never really appealed to me. People go, it's Grease with West Side Story, but it's really neither. I will see it. I will also see The Notebook. It's just not shows. I'm not going, oh my God, I want to go to the theater to cry and have an emotional thing. Some of the storyline is really hard. I saw one of our members post, it's really hard for me to take a show seriously with a character named Ponyboy. Yes, but also it's the 60s. So but the
Soda Pop.
The choreography is gorgeous. That entire scene that they did with the fight scene and the choreography and whatever for the Tonys was beautiful. But that's the only scene I keep hearing about from anybody else. Stereophonic, I was talking to a new theater friend, Jacob, who I met at Cabaret last night. We'll get into that in a second. But Jacob, they were visiting from Indiana. They're a kindergarten teacher, super sweet. And they were staying with their friend and they had gone to see Stereophonic on a whim. And they were like, it's almost 4 hours long, but I wanted more. And I'm like, well, that's good to know. But also, it looks like
I did hear that that it is a very long show.
Yeah. It looks interesting. There's just I'm a musicals girl, and if you're talking about a recording artist, I want to see it. I do want to see it. The most nominated play in Tony's history. They pretty much swept everything they were part of.
Swept it.
Jonathan Groff made everybody cry. Everybody.
That speech.
Oh my God.
I actually just shared in Old Friends, which is our Barely We Roll Along Facebook group. I just shared the most recent the performance after the Tony. So I think tonight's performance during the song "It's a Hit," they're like awarded a Tony on stage. Like it's like a joke Tony.
Yeah.
And the audience went nuts.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the show posted like a clip of it from the scene tonight.
I love it.
So I shared it to Old Friends. So definitely check that out. You'll like love it. It's really good.
And also look at the information about the possible pro shot, because I know they're recording it for posterity, but they haven't announced if it's going to be a pro shot released to the general public.
Right, exactly.
Dan Radcliffe, oh my God, what a gem too, crying, and this the romance between him and Jonathan Groff, so cute.
So cute.
So cute. Let's see who else. There was a speech, I can't remember who did it because I was just so beyond it, and she was like talking about like supporting the theater and doing what you can because theater is important and creative people need to exist. Love that. I will, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people. I'm kind of over Ariana DeBose as the host. And a lot of people said it didn't even seem like the Tonys needed a host this year. She flubbed over a lot of lines. Here's the thing. She's a gorgeous dancer and choreographer. Being a host, she can handle, but I think we still need a much bigger person. Put freaking Andrew Reynolds and Josh Gad there. Put Alex Brightman there. Wayne Brady. Bring back Neil Patrick Harris. James Corden. I remember when I was little, Billy Crystal coming out on a freaking elephant.
Not James Corden, please.
No, but I would take James Corden over Ariana DeBose. And I'm not the only one. But it was funny. Charlotte and Maria and I were walking back, and we got like stopped on the street by somebody who was talking about it. I respect everything she does. I think she just spread herself so thin at each show. She did a great job last year, and there was the writer's strike too.
No, I would agree with you on that. And I think Cheyenne just left a comment that we aren't the only comments that feel this way.
Yeah.
So I think that it is a common theme, unfortunately. I've seen a couple comments of people saying that they just didn't watch this year because they didn't have an interest. And I actually saw that viewership dipped a little bit.
Viewership dipped because it was also hard to get into. You either have to have the Peacock app to get to CBS, the CBS app, streaming services like the cable, and like you can't go to Hulu and watch it or Netflix and watch it. A lot of our friends overseas couldn't watch anything, like the UK. It's a huge supporter of the Broadway scene because of the West End.
Right.
Pluto TV did Act 1, which is like the pre-show, but it wasn't really accessible. I mean, they were supposed to be showing that at hours, and it didn't happen at all.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I definitely think that. What was your most standout moment that I didn't touch on?
I really obviously loved the performance by Water for Elephants, Cabaret, and Merrily. Those were like my top 3 favorite moments. Jonathan Groff's acceptance speech was tremendous. That was definitely
so freaking well deserved too.
Just the whole like thank you to his parents for like allowing him to be him. I was
dressing up like Mary Poppins. I love that so much.
Just crying. It was just
Skylar came out because Skylar and Jonathan Groff were in Spring Awakening together.
Right.
And came out just dripping in tears, going, "Is everybody else crying? Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody else is crying." It was so sweet.
But yes, it was also really cool to get to see Hell's Kitchen perform. Like, it was cool to see the shows that I haven't got to see yet perform.
And Hell's Kitchen, Shoshana Bean, who's in Hell's Kitchen, is going to be in the Broadway cruise.
Yes. And
Donna, who's covering for Jersey at the end of this month, performed at the simulcast.
Yes.
It's all happening.
It's all coming together.
Sorry, I'm giggling because I just got a notification that one of our groups, the Great Gatsby group, somebody was trying to sell eggs in the UK on the Great Gatsby group.
Oh, okay.
Nice. You want to buy some eggs?
Are they duck eggs or are they chicken eggs?
They're chicken eggs, but they're brown.
Oh, then no thanks. But it was really cool seeing Alicia Keys and Jay-Z come out with the cast of Hell's Kitchen.
The whole crowd lost their minds. Absolutely lost their minds.
Yeah, that was like it was gimmicky, obviously, but it was like a cute little gimmicks. Like anything to get more eyes on the Broadway world, I'm in for. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I have breaking news. I cannot make this shit up. Hold on a second. Rye Myers with the breaking news. There's quote, "There is some crazy shit blowing up right now on the internet with The Outsiders and 2 cast members. Not sure if you've heard." So I'm standing by. Like I cannot. I love our friends so much.
Oh, interesting.
All right, standing by, Rye. Standing by. I would love to know what's going on. Tell me. Can't find and doing podcast. I got to talk to Rye on Tony's night too. They went to go to Ben Cameron's watch party and had a good time and sat with a lovely couple, and we chit-chatted about holy moly, this is like big news, guys. I'm gonna stop like funny talking for a second. So quote, "Brody Grant and his understudy are being accused of rape. There are screenshots the girl has posted, and apparently there is a Reddit. Both Brody and his understudy are out all week."
Damn.
That is some serious stuff. Hold on a second. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm not trying to bring the mood down. We'll see what this is all at. It might be just vicious rumors, but that is the information I am getting right now. Like, this feels like, yeah, Cheyenne, whoa. I can't see anything on Google. So I will stand by until we find out more information. That's terrifying. Cool. So let's change the subject. What should we talk about next, Amber?
So some other interesting news that came out of the Tonys was the Andrew Rannells announcement.
Yes. All right. So go into that.
So I don't know if any of you heard our announcement a couple weeks ago when we were talking about shows that are coming to Broadway this fall. But one of those shows was Tammy Faye, which is a musical about the life of Tammy Faye Bakker. And it was supposed to be starring Andrew Rannells as Jim Bakker. But apparently, due to a contract or contracting issues, he was never able to come to an agreement. So therefore, he pulled out of the show, which is why typically shows don't usually announce the stars before the contract is signed.
Correct.
So that was an interesting one there.
That is, well, here's the thing. It's 100% true. You can't announce a show unless something is signed on the dotted line. Let's see.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm reading all the things right now to keep us updated. Stand by. All right. Yeah, so we got to see Andrew on the red carpet at Water for Elephants doing the publicity for Tammy Faye.
Right.
And I think I even took a screenshot of a couple, actually I downloaded it, of all of the shows coming to Broadway this season. And they have changed the poster because originally it had Andrew on the cover, but now this is the cover, or this is the poster.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm loving the artwork. There's, I have artwork for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I have 22 shows, posters that we'll be sharing to the Broadway fan club. Let me, this is not a cold. This is from the freaking allergic reaction to the Ben Gay from the woman on the plane.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Okay, so here is what's being posted on social media from different accounts. And again, it's not been proven. I don't want to say innocent until proven guilty, but this is the kind of stuff that's happening. So somebody posted, hey, so for my Broadway fans out there, hate to burst your bubble if you're a big fan, but several very prominent members of the cast of The Outsiders, which just won Best Musical, are huge predatory pieces of shit. When the show was in San Diego, 2 female cast members brought up some rape and sexual assault allegations that had been leveled against the lead, and were not asked to continue on to Broadway after doing so. The team on top of the cast is all fully aware how many colleagues of theirs have really heinous allegations against them going back years, and still continue to campaign of silencing. And somebody said, thank you for speaking about this. I love the musical, but heard about Brody Grant raping a girl at Shenandoah, and then found out from a UF friend, University of Florida. His understudy from Florida has assaulted multiple girls at UF. Like, what is going on in this cast? So we will keep you guys posted as more information comes on. I will let Ryan know. Thank you for sharing with us.
Yes.
Thank you, Ryan Myers. So yeah, crazy shit. All right, what's next on the agenda, Amber? Let's try to lighten this mood a little bit.
Any other Tony's mentions that we have, or are we all done talking Tony talk?
Let's see. I'm like in my brain. I was sad that BB didn't get it.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that's it. I think that's where I touched on it.
Okay. I loved the cabaret performance. That was so good.
When Gail comes, I know you.
I know.
Did
So
you see
cute.
BB's shoes, by the way, when she did the Cheetah Rivera thing? Oh my God. Okay, please, anybody that's out there, find these damn shoes for me. So when BB was doing the Cheetah Rivera memoriam thing, she turned. She was wearing like a black suit. She turned, and as she was walking, this girl had on like chunky, like tall, red glitter shoes.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Her whole look was fire, Cheyenne. Damn right. She looked fierce as hell. Fierce as hell. Maybe we should transition into what I did this weekend.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the next topic on our list of conversation is the shows you saw.
For my comfort item, because I'm so stressed out for my flight. I don't know if you can see my green furry jacket that looks blue, but it's like giving it best cabaret life right now. I've got my giant blankie. I had a long week in New York, didn't I?
You did.
I could have just stayed. So I flew in Thursday. I had 2 hours of sleep in 48 hours. I had won the lottery for Water for Elephants. Literally, like, signed up for the lottery at 9:55 a.m. At 10:02, I was like, "Oh, you've got the lottery win!" I was super excited. So got off the plane. Literally, like, ran to the hotel, dropped my luggage off at the hotel because I wasn't staying there that night. I was staying in Brooklyn with friends, and went to the matinee. Had a great time. You guys could see all of like our little posts about front of house and heart of house pictures on our socials for W4E musical fans on Instagram or the Big Top on Facebook, and had a great time.
The specialty matinee, right?
It was a specialty matinee. So they did a Thursday matinee. Thank you for that. They did a Thursday matinee because they were not performing Sunday for the Tonys. They were performing on the Tonys, so they didn't have a Sunday show. So full house, completely sold out. I sat or H18 or something. I was like house left side, like literally a seat in from the wall, side org. I could see everything. It was even more beautiful the second time around. The house went nuts with every single song. And I mean, it was electrifying in the entire theater. It was beautiful. I was so happy to see everybody get such like recognition for what they were doing. Left from there, went over to Rockefeller, went to hang out with my friend Caitlin and our friend JJ in Brooklyn, because at Book Club Bar, which is this really cool place in Brooklyn, or not in Brooklyn, I'm sorry, really cool place in the Village, in the West Village. It's a bar, but it's also a bookstore, like a legit bookshop. And they did Bridgerton watch parties, the first episode of Bridgerton for the second half of the season. So it was like me and a room full of people like losing their minds, and the people that were not part of the event sitting at the bar behind us, like really confused why we were all watching sex scenes together. So that was fun. And then we went to Two Boots, I think it was, pizza place right around the corner. It was hilariously good. Went back to Brooklyn. I passed the hell out on the couch, like out, like for hours. Friday morning, I made my way to Queens from Brooklyn with 2 canceled trains to go to the TDF costume sale, which was an experience. I did not buy anything, but it was really cool to be there. Did not know what I was going to be doing until I left there, but was very appreciative to be invited to come see 20-Sided Tavern. Oh my God. I'm a nerd. I love D&D. I've dated guys who have run campaigns. I've done some playing. I had no idea what to expect except what I saw online. They encourage people to record videos and take photos, so there's going to be tons of those going up. But what a hell of a show. It's literally 499 seats, so it's just under a Broadway show. It's all the D&D that you can ever possibly imagine and then some, but it's an improv show. They have certain things that they have to do. Think of it like Blair Witch, like there's certain places they have to get to, but you're literally controlling the entire show. You have your cell phone out and there's like a website and you're like helping battle stuff, or like choosing like what their character's going to be, or like what they're going to use. And the leads were hysterical and very sweet, very fun. In your playbill, you get a sticker to tell you if you're the mage, if you're the warrior, if you're the trickster, so you know who to align with. And you get to keep the sticker, super fun. But they're running through the audience like it's the most energy they're doing. Like they have to drink if they roll a d20. They have to drink if they roll a 1 because it's bad. They wear the hat of shame. But so much fun, so interactive. There were screaming children right behind me, but they were having so much fun I didn't care. The whole theater was just on fire. I was very fortunate because I'm loud and obnoxious that I got pulled up on stage. And it was a drink challenge, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm getting into. And Diego, who's he plays the trickster, he was like, "Are you allergic to pickle juice or apple juice?" And I'm going, "Oh God, no! But what did I get myself into?" And it was rough. He's like, "Okay, we gotta go up the stage. Okay, walk up the stairs. Okay, everybody say hi. Okay, great." They brought me over, and it was pretty much like I had a show like rolling dice would be, and I was either to drink pickle juice and do a shot of pickle juice or do a shot of apple juice. And I had this big D20, like they tossed it at me and it hit my face and it hurt because it was that heavy, but it was like a leather. And I got to roll this massive die across the stage and I got like a 17. So I got to drink the shot of apple juice. And be up in this thing. I wish I would have been able to take up more. The lights are in your face. And I'm just like looking and I'm going. And you can't see anybody, but people are like cheering. They're like, "Wave to your adoring fans." I'm like, "Hello, I don't see you, but hello." I went back, and the rest of the time, like during intermission, people were like, "Oh my God, you're famous." And oh my gosh, that's really funny.
So you made your off-Broadway debut.
I made my, was this my off-Broadway debut? I guess it could be because I've been on stages. Does that mean I made my Broadway debut when I went stage touring for Back to the Future with Amber Ardolino?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I've been on both Broadway and off-Broadway stages. That's not a lie. I've been on both stages. But just super fun. House manager was incredible. Like everybody was great. It's even cool. They have a mimic, like one of the scary looking boxes with teeth. This is my mimic face. But if you reach in, you actually get like a D20 die, which I thought was cool. Their merch was super fun. They even have a dice set, which I loved. But everybody was just so freaking nice. Don't ask me how many times I had soup dumplings at Dee Soup Dumpling this past week because it was a lot. What did I do Saturday, Amber?
Oh, a little something called cabaret.
I sat at the
We
tables,
got a text
guys.
message in the morning, or we got an email. Oh,
Yes.
I think we
Yep.
froze.
Oh no, are you delayed? We're delayed. Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. Okay, good. We're good. That was weird. That was so weird. Yeah, so I had found a seat like 2 weeks prior on the theater app. Somebody was like, hey, does anybody want to buy one seat? I'm going to be by myself. Also, I don't drink champagne, so it's all yours. And I'm like, sign me up. I might get this tattooed. It's super cute. But I went in. Yeah, yes, you do. But see, mine is cabaret, and yours looks like an olive when you hold it up.
True.
Sure. But so I actually went to go meet up with Charlotte and Maria for the first time. And I've spoken to them on the phone, but in person, this is all new. And they were sitting side seats, like the side tables. Had no idea what to expect, except when I got an email and like you choose your meal. So you actually get like an email a couple days out saying, please choose your meal. Here are the menus. You can do vegan or the charcuterie, which has meat. And yeah, it's very, very, very organized. Very organized. You get there 75 minutes beforehand. They'll actually make an announcement. You go to the host stand. Oh, good night, Dad. Love you, Dad. Thanks for hanging out, Dad. But you get to go in super early to the theater. You have your own server. Shout out to Jordan. He was awesome. And you have the tiniest little tables. They're super tiny. And in the middle of it, there's a hole for like a giant bottle of champagne. And you have a phone with a lamp. So like, you're like, where do I put my arms or my food? And the food, are you all right, Amber? Are you
Yeah.
over there?
Yeah.
Stop texting on your podcast.
I'm texting you.
You're texting me. Ooh. Secret messages. Ooh. Ooh, thank you for sending me that photo. I love when Amber sends me something because I'm like, oh, we've been getting some really good attention on these groups, guys. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
I agree.
Thank you for sending that to me. It could have waited, but I'll take it. So tiny little tables and server comes out and they have champagne glasses. Let's just say I had like over 2 glasses of champagne spilled on me before the show even started because the tables are so tiny. And it smelled really good though. But the charcuterie, so it comes out in this like little, like round little thingy, and it's like different levels. So you open up the top, and the top has this like delicious hummus. So it was so good. I could have eaten it all day. You also get a soft pretzel that's like a little bit harder and some crackers. And then the next level, I think, was like the meats. It was all the meats and some like gherkin pickles and some stuff that was sour. And then the next one was the cheese. They had this really good, they call it fruit leather, but it really wasn't. It was just like a square. It tasted like guava paste, but it was so good. So we do that. And then at intermission, they bring you either the cheesecake or a sorbet. Super awesome. I just sitting there drinking champagne the whole time. The cast will come through. I got are you still texting me? There's no way. Put the phone down. Put it down. Put it far away from you. Look at this face. Show me your hands at all times. She's already heard this. That's why she's bored. But the cast came out and Helga looked at me because I was in this like black leather looking dress, cleavage fishnets. And she goes, wowza. It was really funny and like growled at me. And then I don't know, Amber, I don't even think I told you this part. So the phones on a table actually do a thing. Did I tell you this?
Right. No, you
Okay.
did not, but I know they do a thing.
So I didn't know that they did a thing until in our Kit Kat Club group chat. Like we have our chat group from our group or chat room from our group. Somebody's like, yeah, and my phone rang and I was afraid to answer it. I was like, wait a minute, the phones freaking work. I had no idea. So I was determined to find out what the hell you have to do. So I was asking Jordan. They'll call either before the show or during intermission. Not all the phones ring. That's why the glass of champagne or the most 2 glasses of champagne got knocked over is because we both reached for the phone thinking our phone was ringing. The light flashes if your phone's ringing. It's not just the sound of the phone, the light will flash. So I'm sitting and talking to our server, Jordan, again, amazing. And I was like, how do you get a phone call from somebody? I want a phone call. And he's like, yeah, somebody like Eddie Redmayne has called people. I was like, okay, I don't care who it is. I just want somebody to call me. So he was like, I'll make sure to tell production. But he did. So the next thing I know is the phone rings and the girl I'm sitting next to, Amanda, she's like, can I hear it too? So like I'm holding like a legit old school like phone handset. I don't know how to do that here. The phone handset like this. So we can both hear and talk. And you don't know who it is, but it like, so we had this German female. I don't know if they're clearly not like one of the cast members that's like known, like Rosie or Helga or Frenchie or Fritzy, like none of those. So, but she's telling us that she was locked in a cage and she's been locked in a cage for 10 years. And then her master walked away. So she was able to make the phone call and we were the first people to pick up. And I was like, oh my God, like, well, but first off, did you give your consent to be locked in a cage? Because I'm not kink shaming you. Like, if you ask to be locked in the cage, then like we'll leave you there and like we'll bring you some sustenance. And she's like, no, no, I want to get out. And I was like, okay. So like, should we like bring like clippers and like stuff like I get all into it, guys, like don't judge. I'm like, should we like clip it or should we bring like some gin and get your master drunk, maybe some leather straps? So like we have this really great conversation. And you could tell like whoever this was like hysterically laughing on the other end because we were having a good time getting into it. The master wound up coming back, so we had to go, but they said, I don't have any friends. I said, well, you have us now. And nobody's ever offered to rescue me. I was like, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Come on, we'll go drink. So it was a lot of fun. Don't hesitate to pick up and just kind of fully immerse yourself in that experience because
Right.
you never know what's going to happen. But it was just such a fun time. I don't think I had any problems with any of the audience members. Like the seat was good. The view was great. Everybody was doing good. It was a lot of fun. And I got to see Gabby Campo do her thing on the stage because Gail was out. And so Amber texted me the morning of, she's like, so just so you know, Gabby is in for Gail. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. Let's see how this goes. I love Gabby. She's awesome. I cannot wait to see what she does. Guys, she blew my freaking mind. Oh my God. Love her so much. I'm not going to say anything to spoil anything, but if you have the lovely opportunity to go see Gabby perform, her cabaret, mind blown, mind freaking blown. She does such a great job. Her chemistry with Cliff, the character that played the person who plays Cliff, just so emotionally there and available, and it was beautiful to watch. So beautiful to watch. Anyways, so Maria and Charlotte are there. Maria hauls her cute butt downstairs because she's 16 and she can run and we don't have to worry about being stuck on the other side because I was sitting on the west side. I've sat east and west now. I'm sitting on the west side, which is the original stage side. So I kind of got locked. I couldn't run down a stage door quickly. Maria went down there. Eddie came out. Gabby came out. Texas came out. It was great. It was nice. It was chill. My brain hurts. I'm trying to remember what I did Saturday night.
That was Saturday night. What did you do Saturday night?
Did I do Moulin Rouge Saturday night? I did Moulin Rouge Saturday night.
Yeah, you did Moulin Rouge Saturday night.
So went for my emotional comfort, an emotional support show, expecting to see Courtney in, who's a teen, and she was out. I didn't know that. I emailed her, but got to see her cover Haley, who was incredible, and of course Derek Kletta. And and a majority of the original cast that's still in it. I just love that show. Do not love some of the people. We've been talking about this, like theater etiquette. I had a really rough experience, and I told Amber a little bit about it, but I'm just giving you guys a forewarning. Don't be afraid to speak up. What do I mean by that? I sat next to a lovely couple. In fact, they are now following us. His cousin is actually the Broadway Bite, having a great conversation. The couple to my left were, you good, Amber?
Yeah, I have a hangnail.
Don't eat it. I know this is past your bedtime, but
It is.
I just want to make sure she's not falling asleep and starts to snore because I'll never get her off here. I'll be quick though. So went through maybe 10 minutes into the show, and the couple next to me, older couple, doesn't speak English very well. You can smell the booze on them. He's got his hand between her legs. She's wearing jeans, but her hand between the legs. All right, a little uncomfortable. Then he wraps his arm around both of her legs, and she's literally like this into me. And I'm like, you're sitting on me. So I was like, can we, maybe not. And then about 20 minutes into it, he does it again, but now he's rubbing his thumb on my butt. He knows it's not hers. So I'm looking desperately for an usher, somebody. People in front of me are recording. Put your freaking phones away. First of all, like at this point, my anxiety is so high, and I'm like, So intermission comes. I ran to the restroom. I was whatever. I came back. I was talking to. I went up to the lounge. I was very fortunate that I was invited to go up to the VIP lounge because it's always fun. Went up there, kind of tried to chill. I was like, why do people suck about it? They're recording the videos. I hate it. They know they do this, and it's frustrating. The cast of staff, everybody knows it's annoying. Go back to my seat, and I'm like, oh God, I hope these people are gonna maybe sober up a little bit or something. And I'm back. Are you there?
Yeah, it's
Amber?
frozen.
It just did like a circle thing for a second. Oh God, we're delayed again. This is super fun. Go StreamYard, go. I'm gonna keep talking, and hopefully it doesn't kill our video stream. Yes. Say hello.
Hello.
There's like a 5-second delay. This is cool. It's a StreamYard thing. I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry, everybody, but thanks for dealing with the tech. Anyway, so long story short, I wound up having to get the hell out of my seat as quickly as possible because the guy straight up grabbed my ass. He's trying to get into a threesome. I ran out. I ran downstairs, and I'm going to be as graphic as necessary. I literally ripped my dress off because I was so uncomfortable. I felt so disgusting that this random older man just grabbed my ass. Came out. I'm heaving. I'm already knowing I'm going to miss. I already knew I missed one of my favorite scenes, which is when they're in the Champs-Élysées, because I love the costume pieces. And it's when Satine transfers and does her costume change, her quick change. That's gorgeous right in front of you with like the big. Anyways, I'm so upset. So upset. And I'm talking to security, and they're like, oh, you can watch it on the screen, and then we'll be able to bring you back in. That's the thing that every theater does. I said, cool, thank you. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just trying to not have a panic attack. This guy just grabbed my ass. Let's just say the guy was removed along with his wife. Security was very much on top of it. It was just so extremely uncomfortable, and I watched the rest of the show like this until they were removed. Thank you, the Moulin Rouge cast or Rouge house staff. It was weird. It was really weird. I guess my butt looks nice, but like, please don't touch me. So that was sad. Weird, icky. And then Sunday was the Tonys. Didn't do anything in the afternoon. I just planned for the Tonys, wore my big sparkly dress, and I'm still finding glitter on me somehow. And then I went to go fly home Monday night, and my flight kept getting delayed. And I reached out to the airline, and I was like, hey, oh, Cheyenne, just you wait. Just you wait. Yeah, no, security doesn't mess around. So my flight's delayed. I reach out to the airline on the app and they're like, oh yeah, you could change your fare. And then I call them because the app's not working. They're like, blah, 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 you can't. And I'm like, well, what do I do? Well, it's possible you'd have to wait till 3 a.m. at the airport to see if a crew shows up. We don't have a crew for the flight. Cool. Not going to do that in a closed terminal in the middle of JFK. So changed my flight to this afternoon. Called the hotel and made sure that they had a room for me. Yes. They'll just check me back into the room. Something else happened. That didn't happen, but whatever. And I literally put on 15 miles of walking yesterday. I am in so much pain. Theater District, hotel, by Grand Central Theater District, blah, 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 blah. Stop at Museum of Broadway. Picked up a Merrily We Roll Along magnet to do as a giveaway. Woohoo! Yes, that is funded by the Broadway Fan Club Etsy, which you can find right here with some new Lempicka bracelets. Oh my God, there's so many of them now.
We have over 75.
75?
Yeah.
Amber is having a grand old time doing that. But I guess we should make the announcement while I'm rambling here. It was enough to cover our cost for our LLC. So as of June 12th, we are official. We are official. That date is significant to me because that was a pulse shooting and my PTSD from that. I told Amber, I said, if we're going to do it, I want to do it today because I want to have something to commemorate and to celebrate movement. So make sure you go to thebroadwayfanclub.com. With that being said, so I huffed and puffed my way and I went to TKTS. They had orchestra seats for $118 because not only was Gail out, but last night Eddie was out for the first time on a scheduled out every Monday, and David Marino was going to be making their debut as the MC. Oh my God. One, love David from Baby Doll and Moulin Rouge. Emotional support show, emotional support cast member. And since Saturday and the time before when I've seen Cabaret, love their Lulu. So I was like, well, I'm going to haul ass. And luckily I'm on the phone with Amber, huffing and puffing. I was probably purple and sweating out of every orifice. And David's parents are in our group. And I was like, if I'm going to do anything, I don't care. I'm going to spend the money. I don't have it. I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to haul ass to the August Wilson and go see David make their debut. Because if the parents can't be there because they're so far away and travel is a hard thing to do and you never know what's going to happen, I'm going to proxy. And I want David to know that they're loved and supported from our whole group and our family members, clearly. So didn't know what to expect. I got to the August Wilson. It was about a halfway point between their 75-minute, you can come and walk through everything. Spent about a half hour, walked in, tried to watch a little bit of the prologue. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go inside so you can load in early and kind of chill. I had my cherry schnapps already. I stopped at the bar. I got a Toast of Mayfair, which is like a champagne drink with lychee and gold glitter, gold edible glitter. And I went to my seat and it was perfect. It was like, they call it Eddie, E102. So it was second in from the aisle. This is where I met Jacob, who sat on the outside. And as the show is starting, like when the house lights are starting to go down, two people walk in. Okay, you know, it's common people get stuck at one of the three bars. There's the Pineapple Bar, the Red Bar, and the Vault. So show starts. David rises from the stage to start doing Welcome In. And first off, I'm going to start with the positives here. Everything about David's positive. It's the people in the audience that were not positive. David pops up. The light hits them. First off, they are a dancer through and through. The body structure, you're just like, holy shit. Arms jacked, everything, just this arise. And the audience loses their freaking minds. that's what I wanted to hear because, when you go to TKTS or you're going and everyone's like, the two leads are out. Yes, I do. In fact, I came specifically to see David and Gabby perform. Fun fact that we learned from David's father is that Gabby and David performed cabaret in these roles in high school, and here they are performing it on Broadway. Like, mind blowing. I know. They were 12 when they did it or something, like, super young, and now they're doing it on Broadway. The embrace at the end for the curtain call, they were both hysterical, and it was so sweet to see. But pops up, everything's incredible. David has this like playfulness that Eddie's playful too, but Eddie's a little bit raunchier, and it's a good way. But David's MC is like a cat, like a clawing cat. That's all I could think of the way to describe. And playful, and just so expressive because the years of dance. It's the only thing I can think of. Just the way that they move their body and the specifics of it, and the way that they're emoting. It was watching a very different kind of show for me, and it was beautiful. The chemistry between them and Gabby was undeniable, and it was beautiful to see, and it was so fun. And because David's one of the dancers as well, like when they're doing Lulu, the dance steps were all on point. Not that Eddie doesn't have that, but I think even more so last night. While this is happening, and always seems to be, I don't know why, but it always seems to be right before or right after Two Ladies, but it was right before Two Ladies, which is a fun scene. There's people popping out of a suitcase and doing very sexual things with things like whisk, flowers, and Mein Kampf. Very weird, and I love it. But the people next to me and behind me just start talking, but talking as loudly as we are, just about whatever. And the people in front of us are on their phone. Then the lady next to me is texting. Not down in her lap, not up in her face, but just here, like at my eyesight. I was like, hi, can you please put that away? And the husband told me to shut up. I'm taking my Playbill to block the light out. And he's like, it's not like we're telling you to put your effing book away. And I'm like, this is a Playbill. It doesn't light up. Very different. Then the lady starts to record the audio on her phone, and I almost lost my fucking mind. She had one of the voice recorders on her phone and hit record. And you just see the microphone doing this on her lap. And I'm looking for security, and I'm looking for an usher. There's a lot of places they can't be because the way the show is so interactive. And David's coming down the aisle and like scares the guy behind us, and like I'm staring at them because they're standing right next to Jacob on the aisle, and like just fascinated. It was a great seat because you can see everybody's entrance. They're playful. You can literally just have a conversation if you wanted. So I'm irritated. I'm angry at these people, and I can feel my body just tensing up because I'm so uncomfortable because there's people are recording everything, and like I take it upon myself as one of the founders of the fan group, like put the freaking phone away, stop recording.
Right.
So I'm angry. I'm upset. I lose complete track of time in the actual set list because I usually know when the show is going into intermission. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Cheyenne, just wait. I'm not going to interrupt the show. I literally sat there like this because it was so uncomfortable. I could have gotten loud if I wanted to, and I chose not to because I'm not going to interrupt the show. Okay. I will also say the first half, beautiful. Sat behind two people. One worked on Dear Evan Hansen. The other one worked on something. They're both sound and lighting. So it was fun to sit and have a conversation with them. Everybody was so lovely around us. They were all joining into the group. They wanted to talk about the Broadway fan club, which I thought was really cool. And, but I'm not going to disrespect the performers. I know that there was even an interview, like BB said, like, it's distracting to her when she comes on stage and people actually applaud, and it stops her from being able to interact with her next line. But every single person, it must have, they came for David's debut, or they came for Cabaret. They saw the Broadway show. It was, like they saw the thing on the Tonys. So everybody was getting these big erupting applauses, and it was just so beautiful to watch. I'm not going to interrupt that because someone's recording, but I know the house management, and I have no problem being like, hi, excuse me. So the minute the lights come up for intermission, I haul ass. I run to the bathroom first and foremost, because if you don't know, the bathrooms are on the landing, so the stairs are downstairs. Those lines will literally spiral down the staircase. I hauled ass. I made it in. It was freezing cold. It was wonderful. I peed. I left, and I walked right up to an usher. I said, I need to speak to somebody that's a lead usher, please. And immediately you're like, what's going on? And I said, the woman to my left is recording the show on audio. I know she's got a sticker. I don't want to make the assumption, but I do see a microphone and it is kind of pulsing, and she's been texting people. She put it away, and her husband, or the guy that's with her, is making some like not great comments to me either, and making me feel very uncomfortable. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the freaking security and the house staff at Cabaret, they're like the FBI. There are cameras apparently everywhere in the theater, which makes sense because of the scale of the event and the dress and whatnot. There's people on the production that their whole job throughout the show is to watch to see if people are on their phones, because of where the ushers have to be, because they can't be in the middle of the aisles. They have to be in a post in the back. It was incredible to watch. Security was on top of it. They kept asking everybody if they're okay, what happened. These people couldn't come back. Okay. They were not able to return to the show. I'll just leave it at that. And there was an open table in front of me, and security asked if I'd like to finish off the show sitting at that table. Yes. So I did. I went up. I felt bad because the people behind me, so sitting like this, like slumped in my chair, which was fine. I felt totally okay doing that, respecting people and watching the cast come out, and it was just so much fun. And when I'm going back and telling you guys, David's performance was just so beautiful and handled every scene so professionally. There was a little bit of a line flub, but you wouldn't even notice it. Yeah, way to go, August Wilson security team. I'm gonna put that right up on there. Woohoo! You could tell, like, there was no nervousness. It was like a nervous energy, but it was good and healthy. And just like Tomorrow Belongs to Me just like broke your freaking heart. And then Gabby gets up and does Cabaret. And I don't want to spoil the show for anybody, but it's been out long enough. Movie, previous show. Cabaret is literally just a mental breakdown of Sally Bowles in the most beautiful way possible as she's singing. Gabby is this tiny, tiny little thing. And the sounds that come out of her body when she sings send chills through your body. Chills. Like I'm sitting here now thinking about it, and like I'm getting chills. She does Cabaret, and it's in the center of a stage, and it's pin lighted, full spotlight, but just her after she has her breakdown. And I'm watching her movements, and it's just so intense and just so beautiful. And she goes back down to the middle of the stage. So it's like a wedding cake. It's a 3-tiered stage. There's revolving stuff, and they lift, and then there's like a center lift. It's beautiful. Gabby goes back down under stage, and the audience loses their freaking minds. The house held, means they didn't go immediately into the next scene because it was so eruptuous. I sat there like getting emotional for her, or getting emotional just to be part of that room that appreciated somebody so much for what they were able to do. And she earned every freaking moment of that. So same thing at the end with David, and like everything that David did. It was just such a beautiful connection to watch. And I know I'm talking way over time. We're over an hour. I'm so sorry. But it was so beautiful to watch. Jacob, my friend, my new friend, was like, I want to go to the stage show. I was like, as soon as curtain call happens, we had this going on with StreamYard. Are you there? Cool. Well, StreamYard keeps recycling, so we'll see what happens. This is going to be fun. So it keeps putting up like this Wi-Fi thing on my end. That's great. Anyways, so we hauled ass all the way down through the vault bar out to the stage door. They're setting up the stanchions, talking to security. Security recognized me from coming in Saturday. And they're like, oh, you're already here again. I was like, yep. And we very patiently waited and had a great conversation with people. And almost everybody came out. BB runs to the car. She's very shy. She doesn't want to get a cold. She off she went. Steve and Sky Bell didn't come out, but every other person did. Gabby came out. I was like, please don't judge me that I'm here for the second time this weekend. And I told her about the applause after Cabaret. And I was like, I have to ask you, being in theater and being production, I said, did you even know? She said no. Because when she's having to run through another hallway to make her next entrance. She doesn't get to live in that moment of the applause. And that's always heartbreaking to hear a performer not be able to enjoy something. But I told her, I was like, they held the house for the audience because it was just so raucous, and she was just so happy to hear that. But she's lovely, so if you get a chance to see her, please go see her and let her know how amazing she is at the stage door if you get a chance to see her. Talked to everybody, had a great conversation, and then the piece de resistance was able to come out. So David came out, and I've been messaging their parents, and I'm like, I got you a playbill, and your child is amazing, and blah blah blah. I proxied, I did this. I'm happy to spend the extra money I don't have to do this, to witness this, because it was like watching a star being born, like a literal star in the sky. David bounds out. Pretty much you would think they had not done anything the entire night and they were just ready to go out for the night. Just so full of energy and so vivacious, and stopping at each and every person. The entire both stanchions all the way around to the corrals, had friends that were there, just party time, having a great time. I was enjoying sending videos to Amber and pictures. And David comes up and I'm like, I'm going to tell you 5 things that are going to blow your mind. I have no idea where that came from, but it was true. I was like, 1, I run your the fan club for Cabaret. We have 40,000 members. True. We checked our numbers. We're up 100%, 40,000 viewers for the entire month of May through June. 2, I've been speaking to your parents most of the night because because of the group, and they're very supportive. 3, my flight was canceled, so I hauled ass over here to make sure I was here for your debut. 4, you literally made me cry because you're just such a perfect individual. And we're just sitting and talking, and I was like, but here's all the messages that your father's been posting. And David's like, yeah, it's because I don't post anything. And oh my God, just started tearing up. Thank you so much. I was like, I felt like I had to be here on behalf not only of your parents, but the group. And I'm so happy I was, because God damn it, gorgeous. We talked about makeup for 5 seconds, but it was such a nice conversation. And David is so genuine and such a beautiful soul. Please, 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 please go see them. I think they're only going through July, or July 9th or something, right?
Yeah.
Or Monday.
Yeah.
Please,
so.
This is your opportunity to see somebody who's done roles on Broadway before, but the next role they're going to get into is going to be, look, they're the MC cover right now for Eddie Redmayne. Their star is on fire, shooting through the freaking sky. And it was a wonderful way to end my crazy trip to New York. It was so beautiful, and I want to go back right now. I'll try to not get emotional. But yeah, so that's where we leave off. Anything else, Amber, that I've talked now for another 45 minutes?
The only other thing on our list is just mentioning the news that broke today about our good friends over at the Heart of Rock and Roll.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Heart of Rock and Roll has announced they are closing June 23rd. Unfortunately, post Tony's, you will start to see a couple of shows that will start to make the announcements. Either they're closing now, or that they're going to close at the end of summer. They have a hard close date. So knock on wood, we don't get many more of those announcements. Heart of Rock and Roll is such a fun show. And I didn't, at first I was like, I don't know if I want to see it. And Amber's like, no, go see it, because she had just seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And I won lottery for it, and I was like, and then I got it again, and I was like, I'm gonna go. And it was so much fun. It was very lighthearted. I got a shirt from it. got to speak to a lot of cast. If you guys are following on the Heart of Rock and Roll fan group that we have, one of our members was standing at the stage door and didn't know that I was there at the stage door, and you could hear me and literally watch videos of me talking about the fan group to cast members. It was hysterical that they posted those.
So funny.
I mean, clear as a whistle, like blah, 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 the fan group, blah, 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 blah. So it was so much fun. And Corey Cott, who plays the lead in the show, is going to be the Broadway crew. So it's like everything is coming full circle.
Coming together, yeah.
Yeah.
I also heard that Tommy Bracco is going to be in Titanic.
Wait, I didn't hear this. What? My favorite newsie is going to be in Titanic.
Yes.
I'm happy for him. So sweet too. So sweet. That hair is real. The hair, like, so in the show, there's like this curly ass, like, fro thing. I don't know how to explain it. And it's their real hair for the show. It's fantastic. They're going to be a Titanic. Aww. Aww. That makes me so happy. Good.
Yeah, I saw it today.
That was good news. Oh. Shamir just messaged. If you're watching, I'm going to read this and make sure it's appropriate. So fun fact from David's father. The crazy thing is David only had 3 run-throughs for the MC role, and the last one was 5 weeks ago. He had to perform his debut lead role one night after performing on the Tony Awards and after working 8 days and 13 shows in a row. The fact that he was able to pretty much nail it with so little rehearsal is amazing. We're so proud of him. Shamir, thank you for sharing that fact with us. Like, I cannot tell you I am so in love with your son. Not like that, but like just your family is so beautifully supportive of what they're trying to accomplish. And I think that's so key in order to be able to do anything in the arts. You have to have a supportive family, whether that's blood or not. Just having somebody that tells you like, yes, you can absolutely 100% do this. I believe in you is so key. So thank you for sharing that little tidbit and fact, and for not necessarily giving me permission to share that, but I'm sorry I had to, because that's really amazing and that makes me love David even more. So, all right. So finishing off with Tommy Bracco and my favorite newsie.
Yeah, I think that's it for tonight.
How did you find that? But how did I not know this?
It popped up in my feed and then disappeared. You know, one of those things.
Noted. I'm literally researching this. So I keep saying my favorite newsie, and like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Broadway show of Newsies, but they were Spot Conlon, like, you know, tough Spot Conlon, and then like this like very over like bouncy, nice, very like bouncy individual, and just so effervescent and a great dancer. So it was fantastic. So loving it. Anyways, I will stop talking everybody's ears off. I'm so glad that we got to do this. Thank you everybody that joined us. Yes, Cheyenne, it is very impressive they were able to pull that off. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime.
Oh my God, fine, whatever. It is 11:27. Thank you for joining us on this very late night edition of our Post-Tony's episode. We will be back hopefully at our regular bat time and a regular bat channel next next Monday, June 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Everybody say night night and sweet dreams to Amber while I go and get some dinner. But thanks for joining us, guys. Make sure that you go support these shows. It's so important. And please go see the understudies and covers, because you know what? Sometimes they're better than the leads. And I mean it. Have a great night, everybody. See you later.
And go like the Broadway Fan Club Facebook page, so this way we can stream from there soon. That's
right. Go like the page. If you like the group, go like the page too. We need to have 100 people on the page, even though we've got like 1,000 on the group and 300,000 throughout our other groups, in order to stream through StreamYard, because StreamYard is dealing with Facebook stuff. So please go to our Linktree / the Broadway Fan Club, or you can go to BroadwayFanClub.com. We'll see you guys on the other side and see you next week. Have a great one. Bye.